everybody, to another episode of the Pipeline Podcast. I'm Kevin, as your host. This is Cameron, as your co-host. And we are joined here today with Jaison, our big black friend. Say hi, Jaison.
Let's not do that again.
We're gonna do this again.
It's gonna be every time now. Watch.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn.
Intro.
It's gonna become a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that's how we do the introductions in the future, but all right.
That's how we're doing it.
Jaison just starts coming to the
Welcome.
podcast.
Well, okay. Today I'm joined by my lower middle class friend Cameron. No, just
Ow.
Yeah.
It's not even lower middle class anymore.
see, not so fun now, is it?
You guys like superheroes?
No.
Cameron, do you like superheroes? Jaison.
Yeah.
You like superheroes?
Yeah.
How much do you like superheroes?
Enough.
Well, that's...
Like, I read comics. I watch the Marvel
You
Cinematic Universe.
do
DC movies
now.
suck, but they're better at making shows.
Nerd.
Well, are you excited for the next phase
Wait,
of
hey,
Marvel?
wait, hold on, stop,
What?
stop,
No.
stop.
Oh.
That is disrespectful to the animated movies that DC makes.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The animated movies that DC makes are pretty fucking sweet.
They are pretty good. Have you seen the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I was like, how dare you?
No.
Hell to Pay?
If not.
Shit's good. Watch
Suicide Squad 2 was good, which has been talked about in our previous
it. Yeah,
podcast.
it's good. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch Hell
If
to
you
Pay.
want, yeah, go watch it, yeah.
Go watch Under the Red Hood.
I did watch that one for the first time all the way through the other day.
That was good. It was a good one.
It was really good.
Go watch the one where he fights the fucking stupid samurai army with the dude that fucking taught Batman to do his shit.
That's
What are they
the
called?
exact title of the film, by the way.
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's who did it.
Yeah, go watch G.I. Joe. Not a superhero movie, but it's pretty alright.
Go watch Super
Oh,
Soldier.
I was like, is that DC?
Oh no, it's Toy Soldiers. Go watch Toy Soldiers.
Yeah, go watch Toy Soldiers. Go watch Man of Steel. And go watch Brightburn, because it's a Man of Steel story of the Superman turned evil as a kid.
Oh yeah, I need to watch
I did
that.
like the first Superman movie. I liked it a lot.
Um,
Did you guys watch that first Superman one?
The very first one
With
the
Henry
Zodiac?
Cavill?
Yeah.
I like the one with Henry Cavill, the first one he did.
You really,
Yeah,
like
okay.
how... Was it like your favorite or what?
Of like the stuff with him in it, like as Superman, probably. I like
Yeah,
that
'cause,
one quite a
I mean,
bit.
like the second, third one. The third one in itself with Henry Cavill sucked ass.
so I got a quick question. What's with the DC universe like trying to always fight and kill that Superman?
It's because I think they're just stuck on this whole thing about, you know, he's so overpowered and might as well give him storylines where he gets taken down.
Well, like what I mean by that is like, you know, first off you had Batman versus Superman, and I believe Batman like decided to try to take him out because he saw him as a threat. Right? Like, was that like the only real concept or reason?
In the movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The movie Batman, that was the reason, right? Because he thought he was a threat.
Yeah.
And then what happened in the Justice League movie, the live action Justice League?
Don't
They're all
ask
trying to
me
fight
about
Superman for something.
No, I don't
Like-
know.
like
Anymore,
they-
dude. The Justice. Okay, the Zack Snyder Justice League. I hopped off that train at Batman v Superman.
Yeah,
I
no,
haven't
of course
seen
I
the
did too.
Justice
That's
League
why I haven't
movies.
watched it.
I haven't seen the Justice League movies. I don't know enough about that to tell you.
All I know is that like for some reason they're trying to fight Superman, and like of course Superman is just an overpowered bitch. Like I saw a clip where the Flash was moving super fast, where everything was just slowed down, and as he's moving, Superman just turns his head and looks at him, and you see his face just go, like
Looking
all
super
wide at him.
surprised.
Yeah. It is funny how they always overpower Superman because like if he's relative to everyone else, he gets outclassed like hard by the rest of his team.
Well,
Like it's not close.
the thing about Superman is like the reason he's gone down so many times is ironically because he's so powerful. Like they need to show that he can be taken down when like in the main comic universe with Superman Prime,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way he can be taken down
Yeah,
because
no.
that motherfucker bench pressed our planet
Yeah.
for
a
like
pla-
50 years.
5 days.
Was it? I thought it was years.
5. No, 5 days.
wasn't it
I
to
don't think
let,
that was
let a
Prime.
god?
Prime's probably on another plane of existence.
I know that I saw a comic strip of where like you know the Greek god that holds up the planet. I don't know his name.
Atlas.
Yeah, Atlas. I had saw a comic strip from a DC comic where it was Superman holding the planet, and he was sitting there like having all these terrible thoughts of like, I don't think I'm ever gonna get out of here. Just all these sad stuff. And then like Atlas comes by, and he was like, "It's hard having the whole weight of the world on your shoulders, huh?" And Superman's like, "Yeah, it's a real pain." And Atlas just tells him like, "Thank you for just today," because I guess it was his daughter's birthday or something. Mm-hmm. So Superman let him go while he carried the weight of the world on his shoulders, which was really weird. I don't know where it came from, but I remember seeing it and I was like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. How wholesome. Way to tell everybody reading that the whole world's just a giant ball of shit.
The giant ball of shit.
I mean, it's accurate in a way.
We're not here to talk about
But yeah,
DC,
you got like, I feel like Superman wasn't DC's first hero, right? Was Superman DC's first hero? Like ever?
I'm pretty sure.
Or is
I want to say.
I think it was Superman, quickly followed by Batman.
Okay. Was Marvel or DC created first?
I think DC came just before.
Yeah,
just before Marvel. Okay.
Let me look that up.
Good for Marvel. Like coming up with like. Started making superhero stories and doing their damnness not to make an overpowered creature like Superman.
Oh, they do, though.
They do, but I feel like
there's tons of characters like it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm getting at is like jumping on that train right away. Because DC kind of just jumped into like, here's our immortal, deal with them.
They don't make that specific character like the front line of like their media, I guess. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like several versions of like characters that are just insane. Like Thor, when he becomes like the Rune King or whatever, he's just insane.
So Mandrake the Magician was their very first comic, but it was DC. It was DC's comic, but DC came out first.
What?
DC as a company came out first.
Okay.
Their first ever comic was Mandrake the Magician.
So Superman wasn't their first hero?
No.
Oh, hello.
Ant-Man was
learn something every day.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's Captain America.
No.
That's neat.
Really neat story I heard. I had heard it from like some documentary thing about Stan Lee. Like they were asking him stories about like the books he wrote and how he came up with concept ideas and whatever.
Yeah.
So following that, Ant-Man being their first big hero release, he wanted to make another hero based off some kind of insect or arachnid. Going with this, he made Spider-Man. Yeah. And so he had pitched the idea to the person that made Ant-Man for him. And he pitched the idea of Spider-Man, like how Spider-Man's displayed now. A teenager with a lot of life issues and then dealing with all these spider powers, yada yada.
Yeah.
And the guy that saw the comic turned it down. He was like, nobody wants to read about a teenager with life problems. Like they want to read superhero. Yeah. Like that's what he told Stanley, and Stanley was like, well, okay. So he continued doing his thing, making little comic strips for the newspaper and whatnot. Yeah. And then it came out that their company wasn't making enough money, so they were gonna have to shut down. So Stan Lee was on his like last couple newspapers they had to write out, and he said, fuck it. I'm going to put Spider-Man on here. Huh? And he put Spider-Man on there, and because of those 3 Spider-Man comic strips, it saved the company.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then they continued on, and that company turned into Marvel Studios.
Just to show you how businesses don't really know.
I know.
Like, it takes somebody who genuinely knows how humans work.
Well, that was the best part, because the whole moral of that story while he was telling it was don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and just give it a shot. Like, who knows if it's gonna blow up or not? Like, it really can't hurt to try.
Honestly.
If you're that company, like, just release 100. See if it pops up or not. Are they bought quick or not? And just kind of go from there.
Just give it up.
Yeah.
Speaking of 100, I want to go from 0 to 100 and say, did you know that there is a gay Wolverine in the Marvel Universe?
What?
Yep.
What's wrong with that, Kevin?
Nothing
wrong with
is
that?
wrong with that. I'm
Nothing.
just hopping from 0 to 100 with controversy.
Nothing's wrong.
Why
I've
is
just
it
never heard
100?
about this before.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
why
no.
is it 100? Okay.
Why is it 100?
I'm going on a rant. I'm just kidding. Nah, there's a gay Wolverine in the Marvel Universe, and he's 100 times better than the OG Wolverine.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of adamantium, this guy, he's got adamantine, which is metal of the gods, making his skeleton gold. So his claws are gold.
That's neat.
Yeah, not only that, but he's dating Hercules. He married him, and Zeus got pissed. He was like, "Oh hell no!" And he wasn't pissed because he was dating a man. He was pissed because he was dating a man, like a mortal.
Yeah, immortal. Even though Hercules is the spawn of Zeus and immortal.
Exactly.
Wolverine's like the closest to immortal a human can get.
Yeah, so Zeus threw both of them down for their honeymoon. It lasted 7 years in Hades, where they were just constantly fighting demons. They got through it together, and they went on adventures, and there was a comic series based off of them. It's fucking sweet. And that is by far my favorite interpretation of Wolverine.
That's real neat.
That's amazing. Someone made a great point with kind of what Kevin said, though, is if it's not by the original person that came up with the concept of that character, pretty much every comic that comes out after that is just publicized fan fiction.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And I love that. I love that.
It really is. But the sad part is Stan Lee made this character.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey. So it's legit.
So it's legit.
I kind of want to go back to DC because this is very interesting to me as well. I think it's really funny that DC has a specific universe, and it's called, I think it's like 2B.
Yeah.
But that universe is basically whatever the writers think. Like if a character is out of place in a certain comic book franchise they have, they just be like, oh, it's placed in 2B. Like it takes place in Universe 2B. That's why they're acting out of characters, because it's an alternate.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So like, there's one where like fucking the one with Batman, being Bruce Wayne's dad, and
His mom becoming the Joker?
His mom becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes place in that universe.
Huh. Okay.
But it's only because, that universe is specifically for fun in the writing room.
Okay. I see.
So like they have tons of zany comics, but if like in the DC community, if people don't like a specific storyline, they'll be like, "Oh, it's just in 2B." Like it doesn't matter.
That's awesome. It's neat. Like they just have a throwaway universe, like it means nothing.
Yeah, because they'll have comics where people are really out of place, like characters will act really out of character.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, we can't really explain why they did that. It's just part of 2B. It's just Universe 2B."
Neat. Out of all of the DC heroes, Kev, what's your favorite?
I want to go with Batman just because I know the most about him.
I get you.
And I'm really trying to think. Is Moon Knight a DC character? Because I really like him.
I have no idea.
He's Marvel.
Ah, fuck!
He's funny, he's based off Batman.
Yeah, he is. That's kind of why I liked him so much. But, yeah, I'd have to say Batman. Batman or Superman.
What about
because
you,
I really
Cam?
look up to Superman's morals.
Yeah. Out of the DC universe, my favorite hero is probably gonna be the Flash. I really like the Flash.
Same.
So much.
Yeah.
He's so overpowered.
Yeah, I don't
Flash.
like the Justice League's portrayal of him because he's like super cocky. Like I know he was cocky in like the animated series, like kind of like
the
jokey.
movie, the Zack Snyder. Which one?
The Justice League Zack Snyder movie where they're fighting Superman. I don't know, but he's
the first one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he's like super cocky, and it's kind of annoying. Like my favorite interpretation of the Flash right now is the guy that plays him in the Flash series.
Okay.
Like I like that actor as the Flash. He does a really good job.
You like the campiness?
He makes a lot of weird decisions, though. Like real
he really
questionable
does.
decisions.
I'll go into detail.
It's a little not using his powers effectively. Like he watches people on motorcycles just take off, knowing full well, like he could just dismantle them and just take them all out. He talks to people for like 10 minutes and doesn't like put him in like bars first. Like he could cart someone to jail, and then have the conversation while they're like stuck. But instead, he gives them a chance to like sucker punch him and leave.
He does have a lot of selfish moments too.
Does he?
Yeah, well, like there was a whole thing where he ended up stopping his mom from dying. So it created this whole alternate universe, and then something happened in that universe, and he like regretted what he did. And then ended up pulling some bullshit about how he went back in time again to stop himself from stopping his mom from dying. And because of doing that, it altered the timeline so much that there was like major differences. Like Green Arrow's son was no longer a son, it was a daughter. And like one of the main character, the Flash's best friend, I can't remember his name right now, but a tech guy, and his brother was dead for some reason. Like, it just altered it so much just from the sheer presence of him being there twice, and it just fucked it all up.
Damn, bro. Way to take fucking irresponsible measures with your powers. Holy
yeah,
shit.
and then the other thing, too, is, like, his friend ends up finding out, and his friend gets mad at him. He was like, so you'll go back in time to save your mom, but you won't help your own best friend get back his brother. And he's sitting there like, bro, I told you what happened. Because I went back in time twice. If I went back time again, who knows what else is going to happen.
Throws down the towel. He's like, fuck it, dude. Fine. You want this? Just the whole world shatters.
And, like, he's sitting there, too. Like, you won't even remember. You won't even know he's dead. You won't even have had the whole mourn that you want him back. He's all, this conversation is literally pointless.
It's funny because, like, So? Like, if you were in his position, you'd want the same thing to happen.
Yeah.
Regardless or not, you'd want your fucking, sister?
Yeah.
Back? Yeah.
Or his brother back. Brother. Even then, like, the whole thing, I'm sitting there like, but bruh, he didn't even get his mom back.
Like, yeah, you're sitting here saying, oh, why won't you do it for me? It didn't fucking work the first time.
Like, it didn't even work for himself. Like, come on, back off.
It's like your friend getting a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 and you both are like 16. You're like, dude, you should go into GameStop and get it for me. And he's like, but my mom got it for me. He's like, no, you still got it. So why would it matter? He comes back out. He's like, yeah, they said I wasn't 18. He's like, dude, what the fuck, bro? Why can't you get this game for me, man? Same shit, same concept. Just like, you can't do the impossible? Well, fuck you.
And it's funny,
but
too,
that is
because
something I enjoy with Flash. Sorry, I do enjoy that with Flash because like he's trying to like do more, like, as opposed to like Batman, who like doesn't kill the Joker and allows people to die. Flash does try to make differences, but it has consequences.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that in his stories.
Oh yeah, and the Flash is so impossibly overpowered too. Like, me and Jason had a long talk. Like, one night we were talking about like who we think would like be the strongest if it was a free for all in the Marvel universe, and then we went into detail about who we thought would win the in the DC universe. And like, we were sitting there and we were like, well, probably obviously Superman. And Jason's was like, well, wait a minute, you got the Flash over here that can literally go through shit.
Yeah, he could vibrate his hand through mass.
Yeah, and they were just like, he could just fucking like vibrate his hand into like Superman's chest and then stop.
There
and like,
are
blow up his heart with his hand.
There's ways that wouldn't work with Superman.
Is there?
Yeah,
because he can vibrate too, right? Is that like
not
he has
only
a whole
that,
thing?
but he like in certain comics he has like this fucking like very near future perception. Like, he could see what it's like a spider sense, but he can literally see what's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what makes Flash overpowered though? That like you guys haven't mentioned is the one that's connected to the Speed Force. He can steal people's speed. So like if you can move at the speed of light, he can just reduce you down to like a statue.
Yeah, that's that.
And just take that
That's
from you.
mean.
Yeah.
He's like fucking. Can you imagine if like Sonic and Shadow went to a race and Shadow beat Sonic and he just fucking made Shadow the slowest being in the universe because of it. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. No one beats me.
Backing up on that, Shadow's only as fast as Sonic because he has rockets on his shoes. He uses the rockets to gain speed.
True.
That's it. Debate time. Just kidding.
But
Kevin's come prepared. He's been prepping this bad boy for a month.
And like fucking the Flash, though, like, didn't he start taking Speed Force in the TV series? Like, isn't that how he beat
I don't know for
Flash?
sure. I know
Speed Force.
It's the energy that gives him his speed. You know, the lightning that goes around him and shit. Oh, basically,
it's its own like separate universe of just pure energy.
Yeah, and the lightning that comes off of them are like strands of it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's like one thing that the show did, and I never actually saw in the comics or previous shows. Barry Allen in the Flash TV series is now able to like generate Speed Force on his whole arm, and he can launch it like a bullet.
That's
just
cool.
Fling it at people.
That's sick.
It's neat.
That could probably fuck Superman up.
Oh yeah.
That could probably really mess him up.
Just getting shot straight electricity from a different universe constantly.
Yeah, dude. If anything, it would tickle. That's for sure.
Would it tickle? I think at one point
for Flash
he was
to
fighting
get the...
with Supergirl.
Say that again?
What were you saying, Jay?
Oh, okay. I'm waiting for Flash to get like the infinite mass punch where he just builds up his momentum in his hands and he just freaking dominates these things. There was a comic strip about the Justice League going to Mars and all the Martians there. You know, they're relative to Superman, like generally, in terms of how strong they are. Yeah. So they're all fighting and Flash is just like, nah, I got an idea, guys. What if I just hit them all really hard? And he just starts running across the planet, just knocking them out one by one.
Alright. Who would win in a fight? Quicksilver or the Flash?
Flash.
Quicksilver would get shot by bullets.
Oh, that's all Quicksilver has
in the
is
cinematic
speed.
universe.
I know, that's all he has is speed, though. The Flash has Speed Force. He has fucking...
yeah.
He has a lot of, like... I don't think Quicksilver can go as fast to move through shit.
Fuck no, he can't.
I don't think
you
he can
wanna know
vibrate,
why?
yeah.
Because he's fucking Russian.
that's
but he's
the
not
reason.
true Russian.
Hey.
Around, like, you know.
Oh, I mean, like, his sister has a pretty good chance because she just freaking warps reality.
She can just fucking grab him and suspend him in the air. Like, he has no traction. What is he gonna do? Just move really fast in place?
Oh, she can just wipe the space around him. He's insane.
He moves so fast that when she closes the energy around him, it'll fuck with her energy and give her weird vibration and she'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
Heck yeah.
Jason, who's your favorite DC character? Hero?
Not said Flash as well. I've loved
you're
Flash.
agreeing with me? What about favorite DC villain, Kevin?
I loved Wally West the most.
Wally West.
That's a hard one. Really
I like Wally
Darkseid.
West Flash the most.
You like Darkseid?
I like
Out of like
Darkseid.
one of the most. Is it just because he's overpowered?
No, it's
Okay.
because of how he's overpowered. Like, his abilities are by far some of the coolest in the series.
I get you.
Like, not only can he, like, I've seen him from exploding a dude's brain inside of his head to creating, like, gateways and finding himself conquering the universe, getting pissed off because he's not doing it a certain way, and then killing his future self so he can reset the status. Like, he has multi-dimensional powers. He can make people, like, not only hallucinate, but he could bring them into a realm where he can shift reality into anything in his hand.
And doesn't he have like a laser eye move like Superman, but like you can't.
Oh,
dodge
mega
it?
beams?
Yeah, it hits you no matter what.
They're not like regular laser beams. These things go at such a fast rate, like they don't go in a straight line.
I know.
They zigzag everywhere.
I know, to hit an exact point or whatever. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Like if somebody's going to also another reason why they do that is because, like, if somebody's going to block it with their force, right? Mm-hmm. It could zigzag around them and just fuck them up from the side easily because they don't expect that shit to happen.
That's
and
insane.
what they would be hitting is the old energy. So like, what's gonna hit you is obviously gonna be in the front with the most power.
Yeah.
So you're just blasting away old energy.
Jesus.
He can duplicate himself. Like, not even the Justice League by themselves could take him out. They had to get help from, like, fucking...
I remember seeing that, like, a animated series, I think of the Justice League, where Batman couldn't even, like, compete with beating Darkseid, but he outsmarted him in some way of, like, destroying something, like his ship or throne or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, Darkseid was, like, holding Batman over, like, a lava pit, and he was like, you either deactivate that right now, otherwise I'm gonna destroy you and your whole world. And all Batman was trying to do was get him to release one person.
Yeah.
And Batman was like, just release the girl, and like Darkseid gave in and like dropped him back inside. And he was like, you're stronger than most humans, even that Kryptonian I fought. And I was like, neat.
The thing about Batman,
It's funny.
I think he does have a superpower. Oh, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
I think it's funny how gentle Darkseid has to be in that scenario.
I know.
To not just crush Batman.
Yeah.
He has to hold him so softly.
Yeah, dude, it's like Spider-Man with his punches.
Oh my god. We can get into Spider-Man's
We're
strength
not
later.
done with DC.
Yeah,
We wanted
we're
to
not.
talk
We'll
about
do
DC.
Superior Spider-Man in a little bit.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So freaking crap. What was I? Oh, me and my boss were talking about Batman. I was like, dude, I think he has a superpower. And he was like, no, he doesn't. And I was like, yes, he does. And he's like, no, he doesn't have a superpower. I was like, his superpower is dedication. And you can't. It doesn't matter what superpower you have. If you got the superpower of literal dedication, you're gonna fucking beat anybody. So like, what I mean by that is whenever he goes up against somebody, if he can't take them down, he will study them for however long it takes. Could take years.
to take them down.
And he'd still just be studying them.
I think one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen is like something's going on with Superman. Superman was shot with like a kryptonite bullet or something by someone random, and it's like seeping into his heart.
Yeah.
And Batman starts like calling everybody, like trying to get help to have Superman help him, and he calls the Flash, and the Flash is like, I can't do it. I have a bomb strapped to me. If I stop running at a certain speed, it'll explode and kill millions of people. And like Batman starts like frantically freaking out, and he starts like walking out, and Alfred's like, who's the enemy, sir? And he goes, me. Apparently like one of his things, his safety measures all went off or something like that. So they're just like, he's killing the entire Justice League.
Oh shit. One of my
He
favorite...
got his contingency plans. I love those.
Yeah.
The one he had for Green Lantern was so interesting because it was like microchips implanted in Green Lantern to make him think that he's blind, which means the ring will will that into existence and force him to become blind.
Jesus.
Dude, in one comic series, he fought the Justice League. He beat Green Lantern by making him cry, and I find that the funniest thing. He kept insulting how bad of a superhero he was, how he didn't do as much as the others.
Is that the same one where when he meets the Green Lantern and somebody tells him, that's Batman, and Green Lantern goes, Batman's real? And he looks over at
it's the same one. And then it's like, you're so pathetic you didn't even remember who I was. Everybody knows who I am.
It's gold. Do you have anything else you want to add with Darkseid?
Not really.
Not really? You good there?
Nah, not really. I'll save it for another one.
Okay. I would have
want
to
to talk about like supervillain, like specific podcast.
Oh, I get you. I'd have to say
Batman's my favorite villain.
I'd have to.
Fight me.
Oh,
I
that one's
would have to
insane.
say, oh my god, the
I
Batman
love
Last.
it, dude. I own the first couple volumes.
On top of the whole Batman universe, I'd
That's
have to say my
that's
favorite's
a
definitely
Batman that
Joker.
can wipe Superman.
Dude, it is, and it's
Yeah.
only because of like not even the physical strength, but just like the mental prowess he has. Like he could break anybody.
It's insane.
Oh, but like the physical strength too, though, was like
He
insane.
broke the Joker, dude. He broke the Joker and then slaughtered him.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. I'd have to say Joker's my favorite villain, though.
Oh yeah.
I like his... I like just his whole demeanor on everything. The sole fact that, like, the shit he does just to do because he finds it interesting. Like, I love in one of the animated series where, like, Scarecrow unmask a Batman and then he's like, Bruce Wayne!
Oh,
And he gets all
yeah.
disappointed, like, upset. And he starts yelling at Scarecrow, and Scarecrow's like, I was only trying to do what Harley Quinn would do. And he's like, you know what Harley Quinn would do? And then he shot him and killed him right there. then he gets in like Batman's face and he's all, this is shit. I just found out that the person I've been fighting this whole time is a rich boy with mommy and daddy issues.
My favorite line from him is, I bought a car from Wayne Tech and I put it down a deposit. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
Yeah.
Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce?
I fucking love it, dude.
Is that Mark Hamill playing that one? Dude, Mark Hamill as the Joker is my favorite.
He does make a good Joker, though.
Dude, he really does. My favorite from him is during the Arkham games. He does such a good job.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the one from Harley Quinn.
Yeah, dude, that's a
The
good
Joker
one
from
too. I
Harley
like
Quinn?
him a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's good.
That's not Mark Hamill.
I think
He
that
does a
captures
damn good
Joker
job.
real well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's why I thought it was Mark Hamill, because Mark Hamill does a super great job.
Yeah, no. It surprised me, because I was listening to him. I was like, damn. For once, Mark Hamill doesn't voice the Joker, and I really dig it. Hell yeah.
Well, yeah. Where's my goddamn electric car, Bruce? It's fucking gold. I love it.
What about you, Jace?
Oh, I'm also on that Joker bandwagon as
Oh
well.
my god, me and Jason are just connected, man.
Yeah.
On the DC, I was like, I need to go first. I feel bad that I'm stealing Cameron's stuff. I love how he never goes too far with Batman because he understands Batman perfectly.
Yeah.
And I do love that kind of relationship that they have with one another, that they never push each other over the edge. Because they know that's the death of both of them if they do that.
Yeah, the one time they did in the Killing Joke, Batman just fucking killed the Joker.
Oh my god.
Straight up murked him.
Yeah,
And
whenever
after
the
Gordon was
Batman
like,
does
"Hey,
kill the
we want
Joker,
books."
yeah, whenever he does kill him, that's just when he like turns to being a villain
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
that point.
and
Because
see-
he's like, I might as well just keep pushing deeper
And Joker
into the
does that.
abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that that's the whole like Joker's point. That's why Joker, whenever he gets caught over and over and over again, the next time he's out, he does worse.
Yeah.
He does that because he's trying to get Superman to kill him. He
Yeah.
wants him to.
Or Batman.
Yeah, my bad.
Batman.
Batman.
Superman
Superman
did
does
kill
kill him at one point.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Well,
crazy.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
Injustice
Joker never kills Batman, even though he has the opportunity to, because he loves.
He loves the Catman's chase.
Yeah, he loves that sort of thing that he plays with Batman. It's so interesting. I love that in a villain where they just know the hero so well.
Yeah.
There have been times where the Joker's helped Batman get out of sticky situations because the villain he's facing could actually kill him.
series.
So the Joker would get involved, send his goons after the dude while they're fighting. Just stop the battle, like have Joker take over everything. He's like, you're not killing this one. Not on my one.
He's for me.
That's my job.
Yeah,
One of my
I-
favorite Joker things from the Mark Hamill when he was playing that animated one was when the IRS was coming for the Joker.
Oh my god, yeah.
He had to
That's
like
what the
gather up
IRS.
millions of dollars.
Yeah.
He's like, Batman I can handle, but not the IRS.
Yeah.
Batman can handle without
Like,
the IRS.
it's like, why don't you just not pay the bills? He's like, listen, you maniac. Batman, I can handle. Running from the IRS? No way.
He does such a good job. Yet Mark Hamill playing Joker in the Arkham series, I love it. He does such a good job, and his laugh like kills me.
Oh yeah, dude. What about we talked about favorite Marvel superhero or DC?
DC.
Superhero.
DC.
Oh, we switch over to Marvel.
Now switch over to Marvel.
Switching over to Marvel. I mean,
You going Kevin
technically-
first on favorite hero?
Huh?
I'm down with any.
Yeah,
I mean,
go-
Jason hasn't talked a lot, so.
I was just gonna throw in there. Technically, Star Wars universe has Marvel comics now, but just saying.
Shut
Go
up.
ahead.
Don't bring that in
Go
yet.
ahead, Jason. Who's
Hold
your
on.
favorite Marvel hero?
Hold on up.
Hold on a second, sorry.
Okay. We'll go with you, Kevin. Who's your favorite Marvel hero? I know who Jason's is. Mine's not the same, so
I
he
want
won't get
Jason
cut
to
off.
hear this.
Oh, okay.
So does he know yours?
Okay, I'm back.
I'm pretty sure you both know mine. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Iron Man,
No.
Captain America?
No. Out of all of the Marvel universe?
Out of all the Marvel
Yeah.
universe.
I'm not talking like cinematic.
Spider-Man?
No.
Is it Doctor Strange?
No.
Is it Deadpool?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Deadpool. All
Yeah,
right,
it's
let's go
Deadpool.
with Deadpool. Why do you like Deadpool?
Like, oh, we're just gonna do me? Okay. No, I just like
Yeah.
Deadpool because of his just like I don't know. I feel I've been more attached to Deadpool's comics because they kind of take a really weird spin on like different like thoughts and processes. Like, of course, there's multiple different Marvel universes that do different things. Like, there's the Marvel universe with the whole zombie shit and all that. And speaking of that Deadpool appearance is probably one of my favorites because he's infected and he's a zombie. But since he can't die, he's still like conscious and aware.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, I'm super hungry. But like, there's Deadpool versus the Marvel universe, which I really enjoyed because Deadpool just kind of goes psychopathic and just starts murdering everybody for no reason.
Yeah.
And it turns out the reason's revealed. It's because he knows that they're in a comic book and it's for everybody's like enjoyment. So he just kind of snaps.
Kind of went crazy after that.
And so he ends up finding that out, and so he ends up getting a gun that takes him to multi-dimensions, and he starts killing Deadpool. So there's Deadpool versus Deadpool. And like one of the very first scenes in that comic strip is like somebody's holding the head of a Deadpool, and he's just screaming at him the whole time while he's just a head. It's like, you can't kill me, I'm Deadpool. And like just saying all this shit, and he throws his head in the microwave and turns it on, and he goes, what are you doing? No! And then it just starts screaming. And then Ryan Reynolds has got to be the best fucking pick for Deadpool. Yeah, dude, it was so good. He did such a good job.
Like, I liked him as Deadpool even in X-Men Origins.
Yeah, I liked it too. I don't like what they did with him at the end, of course, but him being
not at the end,
worked really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that Deadpool like tier before like they like melt his mouth in or whatever weird.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, before that happens.
It basically was.
Yeah.
I just love how there's the scene in like I think the second Deadpool movie or whatever, or it could have been the first, where it's like showing like the shit around his room, and it shows that Deadpool as a figure with his arms out.
Yeah, it's the first one.
It's so good.
I love it, dude.
I just like how witty and like combative he is. Like nobody can insult him because he'll just come back with something better. Fucking one of my favorite scenes I've ever seen, like watching. Jason, you ever watch the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon series?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is it the one from like the late 90s you're talking about?
No. It was like
Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Nah, that's not it either. I know which one he's talking about.
I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I just remember there was a scene where Deadpool's there and like the whole episode gets like corrupted by Deadpool.
It was the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Ultimate Spider-Man, that's what it was. And they end up getting inside of a ship together, and Spider-Man's like, this is so cool, where'd you get this? And he was like, it was a gift from Tony Stark. And it cuts over to Stark Industries, and Tony's sitting there, just looking out the hangar, and just in big red painted letters is IOU.
I love it because I saw that exact episode you're talking about. When they can't say kill in the show because it's aimed at kids.
Yeah.
So every time he's like, I need to unalive them. Like, you need to what? He's like, I need to unalive them. He's like, you don't do that. I don't do that. He's like, but I do. And he pulls out a minigun out of nowhere. And he's like, where'd you get that? He's like, it was a gift. And he starts shooting.
It was a gift. It's so good. I love it.
I also love how he's like a huge fan of Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man's biggest fan.
Oh my god, I know.
He even like copied his costume fucking decor almost to a T.
Oh yeah. Wait, it's sorry, I got the cough right now.
Jesus Christ.
I know. But who's your favorite hero, Kevin?
Actually, it's a good way to lean into this because
Wait, we might want to give it to Jason then.
All right.
Because I think your hero might be the same as Jason's if we're going this route.
Spider-Man?
Is it Spider-Man for you?
Mine's Spider-Man. What's yours, Kevin?
Was it Spider-Man?
It was Spider-Man, but I was gonna go on. I was gonna go on another character.
Okay, hold on. Before that happens.
Just as much.
Okay. But Ultimate Spider-Man I guess came out just after Spectacular Spider-Man. Like the year one ended, like the next one like picked up pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I loved that intro to Spectacular Spider-Man. Clouds spinning webs, leaping from the highest ledge.
He can swing above our heads. Oh, no, 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 no. Do, 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 do.
You know what was another bop, though? You know what was another bop? Was the Iron Man Armored Adventures intro.
I never watched it.
Oh, it was kind of weird. It didn't have, like, the normal 2D animation. It was, like, 3D animation. It was kind of
So it was
weird.
like the fucking MTV Spider-Man series that was out for a while.
Maybe. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
God damn, it was like a edgy version of Spider-Man back in 2010.
Okay.
And it came out either on MTV or Spike, one of the two. And it was a CG style Spider-Man show. But it was like, it got dark and it got bloody.
Huh.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it wasn't edgy. It was just, it was for kids. It was on Nicktoons, whatever they had. They have like 40 channels. I don't know. But yeah, that Iron Man one was pretty good. But going back to Spider-Man, I remember watching the original, like when I was a child. Can't remember if it was something specific. It had a weird. It was when intros didn't have like singing. It was just music.
No.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, the X-Men and Spider-Man were on like around the same time. It was like a adult-looking Peter Parker. He looked like he was
I know what
35,
you're
but he was
talking
going to
about.
high school.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He had like light brown hair. Like light
Yeah.
brown hair, almost looked orange.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's just because it came out so long ago.
Yeah.
But I got hooked on that show. That got me like really into superheroes when I was little.
Yeah, dude, Spider-Man's
just-
sick. He's a good
I
guy.
vibed with it. His morals are just something I really enjoy. Like Kevin said, he really likes Superman's morals. I really like got on with Spider-Man and his moral system.
Same. I like how he doesn't kill people because the first time he did, he like broke down crying because of it. He just didn't want to kill the thief. He hit him and his head spun.
Oh my god.
He just
Yeah,
starts
Spider-Man's
breaking down.
Spider-Man's strength is fucking insane.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's interesting with Spider-Man, yeah, because they like actually like show off his strength compared to like other heroes. Like Hulk, I think punches like some random civilian in the chest, and they just go flying 800 feet for some reason. But when Spider-Man does it, he just caves someone's entire chest cavity, and it's like, oh.
You bent that dude out. You dented him in like a car door.
I just love how like you had Bucky, whose metal arm, I believe from what it's shown, it hits just as strong as Captain America can hit.
Yeah.
If not, maybe stronger.
It's
From the movie?
Yeah, from the from the cinematic universe. Yeah, and Bucky's metal arm, and he goes to punch somebody, and Spider-Man just catches it with one hand. He's all, "Whoa, nice arm, man! Where'd you get it?" Like he's all just like, "Ooh."
like, where can I get one? I love the new Spider-Man actor, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, oh my
Tom
god,
Holland?
he does such a good freaking job.
Good.
I love it.
He's so good, and
So good.
I don't ever want him to change.
No,
Like I hope these movies go on to where like they have those edgy movies when he's like an adult.
oh my god,
And he starts getting more serious about it. I want them to have like this character arc with him going into adulthood. It would be nice. It'd be cool.
yeah. Tom Holland is just a good actor overall. He has the like perfect Peter look, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like he has that nerd kind of look.
He's dorky,
though,
but
with
not
him.
too dorky. Like
Yeah.
he can look like an average kid in high school,
Yeah,
which is fine. Like I think everybody goes a little too hard on Spider-Man's nerdiness in the series, like animated and live action movies.
yeah,
But I think they give him a little too harsh of a play. Like I don't think he was that nerdy looking in the comic books. Yeah, like he had glasses. Yeah, he was skinny, but he wasn't like. He didn't stand out as like, oh, that's the nerdy virgin. You know, you see playing fucking World of Warcraft 24/7. You know,
right.
it just didn't look like that. But people got mad at like Andrew Garfield for not being nerdy looking, and I'm like,
He's too hot. Yeah.
I'm
He's
like,
too hot.
You guys do understand, like, that's not the only reason to criticize a Spider-Man about, right? Like, it doesn't have to always look like a nerd. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man didn't work because he was an asshole a lot of the time, and then he would play too campy and cheesy other times. Not only that, but there were points and segments where he could have avoided these huge fights by just explaining some shit. Like in the second Amazing Spider-Man movie, they're talking. Harry and him are talking, and he's saying how, oh, you must be really good friends with Spider-Man since you take so many pictures of him. He's like, yeah, must be. And he's like, well, can you see if you could get some of his blood for me? Because I have a fucking disease that's going on right now, and I think that if I inject some of his blood into mine, it would counterbalance the fucking effects. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I can even see him next, or blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking in my head, like, right then and there, you should say, yeah, let's try it out. Like, give him some of your blood, dude. Like, if you just gave him a tiny vial and, like, told him, don't do it yet, let's see what's going on with it first. Because when you told him no, he just instantly was like, well, then I'm going to get it one way or another. If you won't let me, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm
a rich guy with a lot of tech.
blood right then and there. He just turned into this fucking Green Goblin monstrosity. And I'm thinking, like, Peter.
Peter.
Hey, Peter. Think this through. Like, you could just give him some blood, and then you guys can run some tests on it together, and then probably fucking cure him of a disease when apparently you guys have been best friends. Like, they have been best friends in this movie, apparently.
Yeah.
No mention of it in the first film, and they throw some stones across the river like they've been buddies, but, like, for being really good friends with him, Peter Parker, you're not really trying to let him live. You're just kind of going, no, I don't want to give you my blood because I'm the only Spider-Man.
I'm the only Spider. When any freaking Spider-Man in any other series, if Harry Osborn would have walked up to him and been like, hey, I might need some of Spider-Man's blood because it might help me cure this disease I have.
Yes. Dude.
They would all be like, yeah, here.
I'm Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Gives him his blood right there.
Like, even like the current video game Spider-Man. Like, I feel like if he knew what was going on with Harry and that his blood could possibly have a cure for it, I'm sure he would be like,
yeah, dude, like if they're best friends, for sure.
Ooze it out of me.
Like, he's willing to do that for random people. Why can't he do it for him?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not only that, but think about it. Like, if Peter Parker told Harry, hey, I'm Spider-Man, you know how, like, and tried to help him, you know how thankful Harry would be, even if it didn't work? Like, he would give you so much tech that you could work with. And, like, better your
yeah, not only that, but apparently you guys have been best friends forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you can trust him with the secret. Tom Holland, Spider-Man proved that right away. You know, with your best friend, they can help you keep a secret.
Not only that, but so did Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, so did Tobey Maguire.
With random people on the bus.
With random people on the bus. Not only that, but his best friend ended up hating his ass for killing his dad and still didn't tell anybody who he was.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
What a
right
loyal man.
I know.
I know, Spider-Man's so cool. I wish I was Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I was gonna say though, I do appreciate almost every Spider-Man villain because I feel like they all offer a very unique challenge to him as a character.
Yeah, they're like the...
That's not just like a boxing match all the time. Like, you know, like Venom. I love Venom so much.
Carnage is my favorite, but I think out of all the symbiotes, it would have to be Toxic.
I get you. But yeah, well, I mean, hey, it's cool. You got a favorite. I do love Venom the most, though, just because it loves Peter so much. It wants to, like, be with him, but, like, it's like, fine, I guess I'll be stuck with this guy.
Fucking Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
You know why he wants to be attached to Peter, right? Did you hear that whole background?
I guess, if I remember
Go
correctly,
ahead.
it's because of not only, like, all the action he got as being a symbiote attached to Spider-Man, but he got, like, a weird satisfaction from...
Well, so one of the biggest connections was one of the very first people the Venom symbiote ever connected to was a guy that was completely, like, in love with justice, the sense of justice. Yeah. And so being attached to Spider-Man was giving him those old, like, connections, and he loved it. And he loved it.
Spider-Man rejected him.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Not only that, but he also loved it because of, like, Spider-Man's strength. And the whole reason why Spider-Man can't be attached to Venom, even though Venom wants that sense of justice, is because Venom's also been connected to a whole bunch of psychopaths.
Well, like, naturally, symbiotes are evil.
Yeah.
Like, they come down, like, they get created naturally evil.
Yeah.
So, like,
But depending on the first person they attach to, I believe they take on a lot of that
Yeah.
personality. Right?
Well,
The very
yeah,
first
it's
person?
not really justice though. That it corrupts though. It becomes vengeance, and that's the problem
Yeah,
that
gotcha.
Peter has with it every time.
Yeah,
It becomes too personal. It becomes too angry, and just like he loses focus of like actually being a hero, and that's why they have to part every time.
yeah,
And Venom, he never used web slinging before Spider-Man. Like,
yeah,
when he met Spider-Man and used the web slinging with Spider-Man, like after he detached himself and went to Eddie Brock, he started web slinging.
yeah. And the one of the funniest things I think with Venom too is the series where he connects to Deadpool for the comic, and he like ever since then he refuses. That's the only human being that he doesn't want to ever be connected to again is Deadpool. Like he like made him go crazy or some shit, and like yeah,
Made
now
him
he's
way
permanently
more insane
scarred
than he
from
already
it.
was.
Yeah. Which is like that's like one of the main reasons why Carnage is just like fucking insane, right? It's because the person he attached to was a serial killer, so he was mentally crazy, and so that added on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, like the way he was a psychopath wasn't a good mix either, because being a naturally evil creature and then attaching yourself to somebody who like killed their own grandma by pushing her down the stairs and then drilling holes in her.
Yeah.
And then burning down the orphanage he got sent to after his mom didn't want him. Like it kind of makes the symbiote not able to turn back.
And speaking of Spider-Man and Venom, have you guys seen the trailer to the Venom movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
excited.
have not.
It's Jason. It's amazing. There's this scene where Carnage is just standing there and he like screams, like like shouts really loud, and you see Venom go, "Oh shit!" and he like flees back into Eddie Brock, and Eddie is like, "What are you doing?" And he's all, "That is a red one."
It's stupid because like in the comic books, Carnage was Venom's like spawn.
Yeah, I think
It was
he
a
is.
spawn of
I think he
Venom.
is too. I just don't think he knows.
Yeah.
Because from what I believe, when Eddie Brock had his conversation with, I can't remember his name, the guy is Carnage attached to.
Oh, freaking.
I'll look it up.
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy, yeah.
Okay.
And I believe in the trailer, from what I saw, Cletus like bit Eddie Brock, and in doing so, took a piece of venom with him. And so that ended up turning into Carnage.
Yeah.
Because that's not exactly what happened in the comics, but it was something similar. Venom left a piece of him behind
Yeah,
that
after a
attached to
breakout.
Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that attached to Cletus and turned into Carnage.
So the thing about Carnage that I find so compelling to love more than Venom is just the fact that he is the first symbiote when he came out at the time to use his body as a weapon. So he could make
Yeah.
swords, axes, anything. He
To
could
make multiple weapons.
Yeah, he could even shoot javelins from him. Like, javelins.
That's gnarly.
So he'd use those to as Cletus Cassidy like torture his victims. Like he'd slowly he would go on a murder rampage, take a victim, and then torture them.
Yeah.
And it was just like that's why I like Carnage over Venom is he's just way more brutal.
Oh yeah, he's just straight up, I don't care.
Yeah. And their relationship with one another is like very loving. Like they both love each other, Cletus and Carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
they
like-
never want to be apart.
Yeah, Eddie's got like a weird relationship with Venom, as did like Peter, but Carnage and Cletus are just like besties.
Yeah.
Forever together.
Like, if Carnage was detached from him and like he was about to die, Carnage would flip his shit and be like, "No!"
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then the new Spider-Man movie. You guys have both seen the trailer for that. Jason just watched it recently.
Yeah.
Nope. Hello, Peter.
I love Peter.
Hey, Peter. Yeah. Hello,
No,
Peter.
That one looks interesting too. Do you guys? So I've been watching like people talk about the trailer and break it down. Apparently, there's like a huge breakdown to where every single villain that has been shown in any Spider-Man movie up until now is makes like some kind of cameo appearance. Apparently,
Yeah.
like there's the Green Goblin grenade, and then there's another scene where you see sand moving.
And then the freaking Electro.
Yeah, you see electricity for some reason, and then you see like glowing red lizard eyes in a cave at one point.
Yeah.
It's and then Doc Ock.
Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2
Yeah,
specifically.
It blew my mind.
I was like, "Hey, Nice to see you guys.
Yeah, I got so hyped when I saw that too. I think I sent both of you something, and I was like, they've probably seen this already, but I guess that trailer had just hit like that day,
Huh.
and I had no idea, and I was like, oh, how
Oh.
did this even happen?
Oh, so a funny thing about the trailer, it got leaked by accident, and it wasn't supposed. I don't think it was supposed to come out till later this month. And it got leaked by accident. Marvel was like, "Fuck it, just send it out there."
They already know.
They already know. Put the real trailer out anyway.
Are we moving on?
No.
Or does Jason want to talk more about his favorite superhero?
No,
Yeah,
you have.
Well, we can go into the movie a little bit though, with because they're gonna bring out the Sinister Six.
Oh, that would be true.
Is that?
Hold on,
Yeah, that's why
villains.
I believe they're doing. Yeah, they're gonna do the Sinister Six, and I'm really hoping that they do bring Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire
Is
into
that
the
the
fold.
original Sinister Six? I thought
No.
Rhino was
Goblin, Electro, Lizard,
Shocker.
Doc Ock. Oh yeah,
Electro
Shocker.
was the Shocker.
It was the Shocker.
Two different electric
Yeah, yeah, and then Mysterio, I believe, is part of it, but I don't know what they're gonna do about all that.
people.
Yeah.
I don't. And then Rhino.
Yeah,
I think.
Rhino wasn't part of it.
Yeah. So do you guys think Mysterio actually died? Was that 100% proven?
No.
No. They just think he's dead.
From what we've seen, he should be dead.
Yeah.
But there are ways that Marvel movies do their ways that make.
Yeah,
it happen.
because I believe
But,
that they could pull
there
something
can also
stupid
be-
like Mysterio was like, that was actually the last drone I used for a fake. To fake my death or whatever.
Well, they could also just have another universe's Mysterio come in as well.
Easy.
Yeah,
fix.
that's true.
Yeah, like because of the multiverse that they've established,
They could bring Iron Man
they
back
can-
if they wanted to.
they really
I
could.
know.
I would hope not, because I think that would ruin the character development
Yeah, it would.
of.
I
making
think it would be
Peter
nice-
into that hero.
I think it would be nice if he made an appearance. Not stayed, but made an appearance from a different
I
multiverse.
feel like if they did that, it would be like a hallucination.
Then they already did. They already did a hallucination scene
With Mysterio.
with Mysterio. hmm
Yeah.
I was telling Cameron, I was like, they should have gone harder on the scene. I
should-
think
Oh my
they
God.
were too light on it. I think
They
it should
really
been
could
more
have
like,
broken
They were
Peter.
treading lightly, dude.
Yeah.
They were treading lightly because everybody loves Iron Man. So
Oh, yeah.
like, we don't want to fucking spit on his grave or anything.
No, they should have had Tony's hallucination spit on Peter. It would have been great.
Straight up, just like beat the shit out of Peter.
Yeah,
verbally.
you will never be what I can. Yeah, like just some good, something nice to
Something
really,
to hit 'em, like,
hammer
affect the
home
shit
that
out
you
of
need
'em.
to
Oh my
like
God, I know.
step your game up.
Yeah.
One thing I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna happen. I had read like somebody talk about like a leak for like what if episodes, and out of one of the episodes, I believe I read it was what if Spider-Man snapped. So I'm kind of interested if that is actually a thing or if they're just gonna go with it. But the What If series in Marvel, oh my God, it is
It's good.
so good. It is really good. Like the third episode by far is probably the worst, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it all the way through the third episode.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is the newest one that they just came out with. It's so good, the Doctor
Yeah.
Strange one. Oh my God.
Oh, it's really good. I'm gonna talk about my favorite superhero.
Yeah, go for
It's
it.
not my favorite, but I would have to put him on par with Spider-Man just because he's so cool in my eyes. This character is a character created solely for me, and I love him. His name is Slapstick.
Slapstick.
Ever heard of him?
I remember you talking
No.
about him.
Oh my God!
Who's
So
that?
this guy, he's like a prankster in his school. Well, he gets like fucking his shit kicked in by these bullies, and he wants revenge. So he goes home and he gets this whole plan ready to like set up for him and basically prank the shit out of him. And he goes to do it, but these clowns, while he's setting up the prank and watching his bully go by, these fucking clowns come by and grab this kid, his bully, and run with him. Well, he's like, what the hell? That was mine! And he runs after them, and he sees all these clowns go through an interdimensional portal. And he, like, as it's closing, he jumps through, because at that point he's like, oh shit, they're actually abducting him. And I didn't want to, like, kill him, so
Yeah.
I'm going to try to help him. So he goes and jumps through the portal as it's closing, and it tears his, like, it stretches his atoms. And he becomes like spaghettified, and he goes through the other side to this like evil clown dimension, and they're like demonic clowns in this dimension that these clowns came from to kidnap this kid, and they were starting like this whole thing, and they needed a kid to go into the real world and take over Earth. So like he beats up with this doctor after being all stretched out and like unable to do anything. This doctor finds him, and he like he puts these gloves on this kid, and this kid like fucking like, instead of being all boneless and shit, he like regains his structure, and it makes him turn into this clown like jester looking thing. And the doctor explains that the glove on the right hand can change his body image into whatever he wants. The glove on his left hand can make weapons of any kind spawn from thin air. Like a cartoon character, Looney Tunes style. That's awesome. And so he keeps like a giant, overly giant mallet in the left hand at all times, like in his glove. And what he can do, since this doctor from like an outer dimensional realm made these gloves for him, he's basically the Deadpool of the Marvel universe, but with cartoony styles to him. I
was about to say Deadpool is the Deadpool of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, but he's like he's a very close second, and Deadpool even offered Deadpool in a certain comic series was looking for a group of very strong superhumans to can't remember what they were doing, but they were trying to take down something, and he offered it to Slapstick. The Slapstick was like a super huge fan because apparently him and Deadpool are the only characters that know they're in comic books.
Oh, okay.
So like when he was getting stretched out across the interdimensional plane, he saw glimpses of every other multiverse.
Okay.
So like not only did he see them, but they were like, but he had like a photographic memory of it that always stuck with him, so he knows how every other multiverse and universe looks.
Oh, neat.
So he knows he's in a comic book, he knows all this shit, but he, like, because of the gloves and because of the way he can, like, manipulate his body, and, like, at this point, he just doesn't care. Any normal person with that knowledge make them fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It would drive them absolutely insane, but he's super powerful. Like, he can't die. If he ends up getting, like, disintegrated, he will find a way to come back every time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but he, like, always does this Looney Tunes style, like, charade with all the villains he faces. And at a certain point, he got bored of being a hero, so he turned into a villain. And he went on a murder spree, and then, like, all the superheroes had to, like, convince him not to. They were like, please don't do this, man. You can find fun in saving people, we swear.
Jumping on to the other side, who's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain?
Yeah, your favorite Marvel villain. Marvel villain. My favorite.
That's a hard question.
Before that, I just want to say Thanos is the biggest simp that has ever existed.
Yes, he is.
And because if all you know him is from the movies, you're like, he's just stupid because resources. But in the comics, he simps over the goddess of death. And he's trying to, her name's Death, real original. You know? It's great.
Deadpool's loving too.
Yeah, they got a whole issue going on together. That's why Deadpool's immortal, by the way, is because Thanos.
Yeah, he got pissed that Death fell in love with Deadpool.
Yeah.
That he was like, fuck it, I'm making it to where you can't see her anymore.
Hey man, I'm immortal.
And so, yeah, there's this one comic series where he wipes out everything. Yeah, I think he has like Hulk enslaved. Yeah. And all that. Is it from that one? I don't know.
Yeah, Deadpool.
No.
Oh, you're talking about Thanos. Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Where Thanos is killing everything to earn her favor, and then he's the last being alive. She comes up to him, and he's like, I've done what you asked. I've killed everything. What else do you want? And then she just like holds up her finger, and he's like, oh, and then he has to like commit suicide.
He's like, okay.
What a simp.
He's the biggest simp ever. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I believe they're like talking about like Deadpool, or not, jumping back on Thanos with Darkseid. They both have that weird thing where like I guess they go into the future and like fight their future selves. Thanos has the whole thing where he does it too.
Does he?
Yeah. He has the whole
That's
thing where he
funny.
goes to the future and fight his future self, and he ends up winning because unlike
Older.
unlike Darkseid over here, Thanos does age, and so he's fighting an older version of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just real slowly though.
Yeah. I think there
'Cause,
was like
like,
a whole thing on like how he claimed Mjolnir and Stormbreaker during that whole escapade or something. Oh no, it's crazy.
Well, I think he's worthy.
Yeah.
There was a part.
I don't really see a reason why Thanos wouldn't be worthy of holding Mjolnir.
Dude, anybody can hold Mjolnir. Like, fucking Superman in the DC comics. There was they have a universe where DC and Marvel cross over. It's one specific universe where they do crossover comics.
Yeah.
And in that universe, fucking Thor's getting his ass whooped, and fucking the person who's whooping Thor's ass gets hit in the face with a hammer, and he looks over and he sees Superman, and he starts like fucking beating the shit out of him with Mjolnir, and then he drops it at a certain point, and Thor's like, "What happened? I thought you were worthy." And he looks at the hammer, he's like, "I thought so too." And Thor's like, "Guess you were only worthy for that time."
For that time.
Oh, there's something great with Thanos too, where he's fighting Thor. Thor drops his hammer. Thanos tries to lift it, can't, and he's like, "If I can't beat you with the hammer, I'm gonna beat the hammer with you."
Yeah.
So Thor starts slamming his face into it.
So brutal, dude. Get no fucks given.
He's like, "Fine, I'll do it this way."
It's like All Might being like, "Oh, I can't fucking deck you into submission. Let me just send you to space." I love that logic. I love it so much. It's so good. There are scenes where like Slapstick and Deadpool will be like arguing though, because they have different ideologies, and they like bicker on their philosophical views all the time.
Yeah.
So like, there's a scene where fucking Deadpool like puts a gun to Slapstick's face, and Slapstick just whacks Deadpool with his hammer, and he was like, "Why did it make a squeaky noise? It hurts so bad." But I think this is like the perfect opportunity to put Slapstick in the Marvel Universe to make him known to everybody, because I haven't seen shit on him since 2017.
DC already like took that leap too with Polka Dots and Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
too.
which is why I'm like, dude, bring fucking Slapstick into the DC universe.
Oh wait, I
The
thought
Marvel
Polka Dot had
universe,
like
my bad.
weird powers like in the comics, and then they changed it up for the movies.
Yeah, no, they changed it up for the movies, but it's still a character that only appeared like twice.
I don't know enough about that. What was his old powers?
I don't remember.
think it was
exactly. I don't
literally
think it was
just-
the same.
It was what?
It was what? Let's see.
My mic turned off. I think he was like pretty useless, and like it was literally just him being able to like basically paint stuff with his polka dot abilities. I'll look it up because I'm curious. Makes sense. Yeah, he has no powers. He has no
okay.
abilities. He just has like gadgets that he uses for stuff. Yeah.
Oh my god.
He just wears a polka dot outfit, so like
That's where his name
they
comes
really
from.
yeah, they really did just like make the whole thing for him, which is so cool.
You good? No.
No, help me, please. I'm dying. Okay.
You need
Did
actual help?
Did you ever say your favorite villain? Oh,
No,
yeah.
we just started going on Thanos
Yeah.
because he's a simp.
Yeah.
Villains are kind of hard.
Yeah,
They are hard.
villains
I'd
are
say
hard.
Carnage. No, Anti-Venom.
Anti-Venom?
Fuck it. Yeah,
Anti-Venom?
is the coolest out of every symbiote.
Yeah.
And I love symbiotes. I was like,
I'm
what's
gonna do
my
a weird
favorite,
one.
Like, villain race? And I'm like, human? Is it mutant? What is
Yeah.
it? And I was like, oh, it's a symbiote.
Symbiote.
Spider-Man's
Yeah,
villains are what Batman's villains are to the DC universe. That's what Spider-Man's villains are to the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for like a villain that kind of like turns hero though, there's the Superior Spider-Man, which is Doc Ock in Peter's body.
Yes.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one's
dude.
cool.
I remember that shit.
And he just, like, because we talked about Quicksilver earlier, he just ruins Quicksilver's life.
Dude, he
Like,
really
I think that's like
does.
one of his first fights. And Quicksilver's like running in a circle around him, and Doc Ock as Spider-Man just like clotheslines him, and Quicksilver's just like, "Ugh!"
Oh my! Fucking slides.
Well, it's because like you got Doc Ock controlling Spider-Man. He don't have no moral. He don't care.
No.
Like he can kill somebody if he wants to. And then he
Yeah,
has the strength
and,
of Spidey-Man.
I think it was Scorpion or Vulture, one of them. He was fighting one of them.
Vulture was part
Didn't
of the
think-
Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't think about how strong he actually was. Went to punch him and it caved in like his jaw.
Oh jeez.
And he's like, "Oh my God, Peter was holding back."
Yeah. He was like, "Wow."
Spider-Man has the ability to lift cars like over his head.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
there's
no.
Oh,
way
more than that.
He's not holding back. You know what I'm saying?
I think he
Like,
can
somebody-
hold up like planes.
There was a moment where he was holding up like what do you call those? Like the pillar
Skyscraper?
for your house, like bearing load.
Yeah.
A load bearing wall, like a load bearing stud. He was holding one of those for like a skyscraper.
You know what I really want to see? I want to see the current Marvel Cinematic Universe's Spider-Man like origin story, like how he got his powers, how he trained to use them, how he came up with the web fluid combination. You know, just a movie about him starting before
See,
he meets
I
Tony.
think that would be cool, but like I think they should do it way later. That way.
Well, yeah,
gives
no, I'm
people
not
the
saying
option.
I want to see it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I don't care when. I
Yeah.
just would
I
like
think
to
they
see
should
it.
do it by the time their phase ends. That way, people like it's not like forced. Like, hey, this is part of the main fucking phase.
Yeah, I get you.
Which is
What's
nice.
it?
Yeah,
What's
like
next?
the Black Widow movie coming way later
Oh my god.
after she's already dead.
I heard people loved that movie, but then I haven't heard anything.
It was
about
decent. I hated Taskmaster in it. They kind of ruined him.
Oh, did they ruin Task?
Why? What they do with
Was-
Taskmaster?
Well, I believe from the way they were displaying it, Taskmaster was basically the suit, and Taskmaster wasn't Taskmaster. She just had the abilities of Taskmaster.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, like in the what was really cool though was there is a fight scene in there, one of the first fight scenes with Black Widow and Taskmaster, where you see Taskmaster use attacks from multiple different heroes up to that point. You see that you see her perform a Spider-Man move, Iron Man move, a Captain America move, and then a Black Widow move. Like it was really cool because Taskmaster's been implanted with all that knowledge.
Yeah.
But there's no dialogue with Taskmaster. She's literally just there as an assassin to kill Black Widow. Like there's nothing. And from what I remember, Taskmaster was a doctor. Taskmaster would like try to get in your head as he fought you. He was a bit of a dick.
It was kind of like Slade. In
Yeah.
the sense of like psychologically torturing the people he's fighting.
Yeah, and like and as Taskmaster fought you, he would get better. The longer you fought each other, because he would learn your moves and learn what you're gonna do next. And she wasn't like this in this movie. She would fight Black Widow. They would get into their altercation. Black Widow would start winning, and the Taskmaster wouldn't pick up the pace like the original one would. Because the original one would just be like, "Oh, you're starting to do this," or
Let
like
me fucking learn.
Yeah.
And affix myself to that fighting style.
Exactly. But like, it was really cool seeing the way it worked. But I believe the way they explained it was the suit. The suit connected to like a neurochip or something like that allowed the person to memorize and obtain these
Way
like
to undercut
reactions.
Taskmaster's intelligence.
Yeah, I feel like they might have done that though, because they might bring Taskmaster as a future villain.
What if? What? I mean,
But I
like,
don't know.
If they do that, that's cool.
Yeah.
And don't fuck up like apparently they did this time. But like, I don't know. I feel like they might have done this for like, oh, he's facing a woman. Taskmaster's facing a villain.
But Taskmaster is a woman.
In this movie?
Yes. Yes. Taskmaster is like
That's why
the
you kept
big
saying
boss's daughter. Or something like that. That was like caught in a fire or whatever. And that he took on and like manipulated her, put her through the Black Widow program, and then planted a chip, a neuralizer that connected to the suit that made her do these things.
Why didn't... I mean, like, dude, it would have been way cooler if they put that in, like, Oddball's story. You know that woman who's, like, the social media villain?
Yeah.
In Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, like, they could have done that, put Black Widow up against her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it would be way more interesting.
Yeah, but no, it was just
And
Black
save
Widow taking out the
Taskmaster
Black Widow
for
organization.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Oh,
And Taskmaster was their first line of defense to protect them from Black Widow.
that's lame.
Yeah, and the movie was good, the action was good, story was well told. The way they took certain characters, I'd prefer a different way.
I get it. I mean, no Marvel movie's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And like, I won't. Same thing with like.
You can't say that about a DC movie. You can't say no DC movie's genuinely bad because then you got maybe Superman, you got Justice League.
I don't know. No. Yeah, they're all like.
Aquaman.
Well, actually,
We're not gonna watch Aquaman 2, right?
No. I did you hear what's going on? I will say this out on the internet too.
Bitch.
Did you hear what's going on with when Aquaman 2 drops?
What?
A lot of the internet's dedicating it to National Johnny Depp Day when it drops, and everybody's gonna be binging Johnny Depp movies. That whole day, instead of going to see
Pirates of
Aquaman.
the Caribbean.
Yeah, we're gonna have Kevin watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and we're gonna watch Sweeney Todd and all that shit.
Other than Aquaman.
Yeah.
Let's watch the first Aquaman. I'm just kidding.
No, she's in that one too, unfortunately.
Nah, she's a scumbag. Seriously though.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
her.
all the Johnny Depp movies, hit it up.
Okay, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I'm glad people are doing that. It's really awesome.
Yeah, and like so to back up on Warner Brothers a bit, I get it. I get why they didn't do it, because by the time all this decision was made, like all of these outcomes being proven and whatnot, the movie had already been filmed and it was already in editing. It would cost them thousands upon thousands of dollars. To
Millions.
redo it. Oh yeah, millions. Let's be honest. It would cost them millions to reset this whole movie, to do it again with a different actor.
Well, they'd still have to pay the actors that did the first takes.
Yep, they would have to repay the actors that did the first take. They would have to repay the editors. They would have to repay the sound crew, repay the directors, everything.
I really do, because
I think they know it's gonna flop.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're hoping to get at least
Jason
some
Momoa,
revenue.
is that his name?
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like
Yes.
Jason Momoa has lately been taking up a lot of commercials. Like he is in tons of advertisements right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I guarantee you that's why. It's because he's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, yo, he knows.
Oh no.
Well, they do get contracts, so I don't know how much his contract is, but if
Like,
it's
he's
like
not gonna
Marvel
get fucked
movies,
over.
then it should be a few $1 million that he gets. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he
And,
won't be getting much off like royalties.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys heard, but that's why Scarlett Johansson's actually suing. Or no, that's not why. But Scarlett Johansson's suing Disney because of... is it Scarlett Johansson that plays Black Widow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's suing Marvel, or suing Disney because they released Black Widow onto Disney Plus and on a box office when her contract stated that she would get X amount of money for box office sales.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, and I believe Dwayne The Rock Johnson is also jumping on that train. The girl from Cruella was going to, but she pulled out of it. But I think that's still happening. I believe they're suing Disney for that because they released it on Disney Plus.
I don't understand how they
Because their contract didn't guarantee them revenue from Disney
It's
Plus.
just like
So
I
they're
know, but
upset.
they're being cheap with the most like successful franchises.
I know. It's sad and off, but you know what are you gonna do?
Boycott.
Boycott.
Boycott. Boycott.
We're saying this as we're going to Disneyland next week.
Shut up. Boycott.
Oops.
Exposed.
No, and then jumping on more of like Marvel stuff, like more of the Marvel comic universe. Darth Vader had a whole Marvel comic series that's still kind of going, and it's actually really fucking
I
good.
heard about it. I don't know.
Dude, you gotta read it. It's really good, and it's not
What?
like butchered at all. Like you think Disney would
Okay,
butcher something.
if
it's
you
actually really
weren't
good.
if you weren't a big fan of Star Wars, why would you want to read that comic to like really get into it? Like, what makes it like awesome to you?
So it's like, so it's the whole story of Darth Vader between episodes 3 and 4. It's that whole outline so far of what's just been going on, and it displays Vader how they wanted Vader to be, but of course with the equipment they had, they couldn't really do that much in that time when they made episode 4. But it displays him how Vader is. Vader's super overpowered, and it's just really cool. Like it shows how he got his red kyber crystal. He was sent out by Darth Sidious to hunt a Jedi Master that was no longer a part of the Council because he didn't want to be a part of the war. And so he took his own men instead of clone troopers and like hid out basically and got away from it all. So Darth Vader was sent out to find him and kill him and take his kyber crystal and make it red, make it bleed. So that whole fight scene was really cool because he did this without a saber. He had to do this with sheer like willpower and the Force alone. He didn't have a saber to fight him with. He ends up beating him, taking the saber, and when he goes to make it bleed, the crystal tries to turn Darth Vader back into Anakin. It forces him into a Force vision where he shows him like getting his blue eyes back, and he sits there and he just starts panicking. He's like, what have I done? I've done so many horrible things. I can't believe I've done this. And he ends up taking the crystal and going and killing Sidious, and then going and finding Obi-Wan and apologizing for everything he did. And then it cuts back out of the Force vision, and he's sitting there still holding the crystal, and you see his eyes blue, and then they just turn Sith red again, and he screams no, and he forces it back down and pours more dark Force energy into it, making it bleed, like willing it to submission. Like it showed him what he wanted most, to just go back to this way that they could be as close as they could be, and he just took all that and turned it into anger and forced that shit on that saber.
Damn, that's cool.
It's
That's
real
badass.
cool. I love it.
So you should watch it right after the third, or what is it, sixth movie?
No. Right after episode 3.
3.
When you would read the comic series, yeah. Because that's when it takes place.
Yeah, they got a weird setup how they do it, right? When 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, but yet, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of real cool stuff like that happens. Vader ends up finding, like, Sith temples and holocrons and all this other stuff that Sidious doesn't know about.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. We'll save it for a Star Wars one.
Yeah, it's insane.
For sure. We're going to have to cut it there.
We think we're good?
We think we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Hey, we're good!
Yeah, that was a superhero talk, but my all-time favorite superhero is... Oh my!
Oh my!
On the next episode of the Pipeline Podcast. Thank you, everybody.